Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here and to have a few minutes of your time to tell you a little bit about something that is very near and dear to my heart. Actually, let me start with a story. So, this was the story of a woman who has been struggling with a lot of different issues around food, her health, her body image for many, many years. In fact, she has been living that way since she was a little girl. And maybe some of you can relate to that. So, for so long, she felt like there was something wrong with her body, with the way her body looked, with the size and shape of her body. And in fact, she even thought there was something very wrong with who she was as a human being. And she thought that it would be very difficult for her to make friends and connect with people and be loved really for who she really was. So from a very early age, she learned that she needed to be someone else. She started to put on different masks, trying to guess what the different expectations of different people would be so that she could try to match those and so that she could be accepted by those different people. And that also included what the choices she made around food and what she ate and didn't eat and how much and in front of who, or if she had to hide to eat certain foods. So that went on for many, many years, for actually 2 decades of her life. And throughout that time, there were a lots of different ups and downs. And from the outside, her life appeared to be very successful in her career. She seemed to have it all together, really, is what others would have said. But inside, she was hurting a lot. Inside, she didn't feel home in her own body. She didn't feel home in her life. She felt like there was something constantly missing. And she was on a quest to try to find what was that, whatever thing it was that was missing that she was looking for. She was trying to figure out what it was, looking everywhere, reading a ton of books about health, nutrition, food, self help, name it. For years and years, she was on a quest. She read all the books. She listens to all the experts. She even went to so many health care providers looking for the answer. What was it that was missing? Because from the outside, everything looked pretty good, but inside, it didn't. And she even started developing health issues with her digestion, so gut issues and even hormonal issues, blood sugar imbalances. She was, the thing that she was the most afraid of, that she was broken, that there was something wrong with her, was starting to manifest even at the physical level. And of course, with that, it made even more sense for her to try to find the answer in food, in a different macronutrient combination, in maybe paleo or vegetarianism, or keto, or the autoimmune protocol, or a low FODMAP diet, or a SIBO protocol, or a combination of any of the above, combined with perhaps a calorie deficit to lead to a certain amount of weight loss, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure some of you can relate to that because this is what society encourages all to do, to try to, I think there's a lot of power in trying to take charge of our health and trying to figure out what we can do to feel more empowered and to try to heal ourselves from the inside out using those natural remedies that are available to us. But if we make that our sole purpose, if our whole life revolves around that, then we can get lost. We can get lost pretty easily. And we can forget about all of the other things that are so important to us, not only to feel like we're living a fulfilling life, but that are also important for healing, for health, even at the physical level, because it is not only about food. And yes, I'm a nutritionist and dietitian. So yes, food matters, but health is so much more than what you put in your body. It does matter, but it's not everything. There's also your sleep, your stress level, everything that's happening at your mental, in your mind, at the mind level. Because if you make yourself go crazy thinking about the things you should and shouldn't eat and trying to control everything and trying to spend so much time researching all of the latest data so that you can figure out how to put those different pieces of the puzzle together so that you can fix your health, then you're going to go crazy. I mean, maybe not literally, but maybe in your mind, there will be that mental chatter that will drain you, that will take so much out of your energy, so much out of the joy that you can experience in your life. And you cannot have health if you don't have mental health, emotional health. Health is so much more than your body, so much more than physical health. You're so much more than your body. Your mind and your heart matters so much too. And you are whole already, but it's only by allowing yourself to take care of all of these different parts of yourself, your body, your mind, your heart, and your soul, and align all of these pieces of you, that you're going to start to heal. So perhaps you've guessed at this point who this story is about. This is my story. This is my story. I've been struggling with gut issues, IBS, SIBO, hormonal issues like polycystic ovarian syndrome or PCOS. It doesn't matter what all of these acronyms mean. What matters is that I've been there with you. I know what it is to feel unwell, to feel like it's your fault even, that you're not doing enough to heal yourself, to feel like the mind is just, if I can find that one supplement, that one diet, that one approach, then I'll be okay. But feeling so stuck because you can never find that one thing that seems to be missing. So here I am to tell you what it is that is missing. What is missing is to take a step back and stop looking at the tree, look at the whole forest. Your health is not only about the physical health and food and those little tiny details that do matter, but it's so much more than that. You need to take care of your mental health, your emotional health. Your body, mind, heart, and soul, all of these parts of you need to become integrated so that you feel whole and so that you can heal and so that you can be the best version of yourself, which is really your true self. And that's when you can start shining. That's when you can start creating a life that is really yours. So, and yeah, another part of my journey, which I haven't mentioned yet, but is that I've struggled with disordered eating, even to the point of reaching an eating disorder. So disordered eating is on a whole spectrum. Like you can have at the end of the spectrum people that are called quote unquote normal eaters, that have a normal, healthy relationship with food. And on the other hand, you have people with an eating disorder, which we've heard about anorexia or bulimia, but are other eating disorders. Mine was binge eating disorder. It doesn't matter what eating disorder you have, and you cannot judge by looking at someone whether they have an eating disorder by looking at the size of their body or whatever their behavior with food. It can be something very hidden. And then on the whole spectrum in between, you have all the different shades of disordered eating, of how people can relate to food, to their body, to their health in ways that can cause more harm than good by causing harm at the mental and emotional level, and even at the physical level with the food deprivation and nutritional deficiencies that can occur as a result of that, and not even mentioning the stress, the physiological stress that it causes on the body and the nervous system. So I know what it is to struggle. I know what it is to feel pain in the body, in the mind, in the heart. I know, I've been there. But what I also know is that once you start looking at all of these pieces together, which is truly what the true meaning of holistic, which, drives me crazy when I hear people talk about holistic health and holistic medicine, and it's all about the body, but there's so many important parts that are missing. The true meaning of the word holistic should include the body, the mind, the heart, and the soul, we're all of these parts of ourselves. You're not just your body. You're just so much more than your body. Your body is sacred and it's our temple. It should be treated with respect, and we should, make the best choices we can. But that also includes fun food, and also having a less rigid and strict relationship to food. And really, it's all about reconnecting with our own body, reconnecting with our bodies and our wisdom so that we know what our body needs to eat. Reconnecting with our mind, with our heart, with our soul, reconnecting with ourselves at all of these levels is really the key to healing. It's as simple as that. Like if I have to distill what helped me heal, if I distill it down, that's the answer. That's the magical answer that I wish I could bottle in a supplement or something, because it could help so many people. So the answer to healing lies in reconnecting with yourself at all of these levels: body, mind, heart, and soul. It lies in reconnecting with your intuition, in trusting yourself, in learning how to love yourself, or at least not hate yourself. Because I've hated myself for 2 decades of my life, and the result was not good. And it's only when I started being a bit more gentle and kind and compassionate with myself that the healing could start, that I could start reconnecting with myself at all of these levels, so that I could heal from the inside out. So reconnecting with ourselves. It's easier to say than do, but there's a path to get there. And this is my mission. This is definitely my mission. I work mostly with women, but with anyone really. My goal is to help women reconnect with themselves, reconnect with all of these parts of themselves. I call those the 4 parts of ourselves, our roots. So I want to help women learn how to nourish all 4 of these roots: their body, their mind, their heart, and soul. Because once all of these roots are nourished, a lot can happen. A lot can happen. We feel more grounded, anchored, connected to Mother Earth. We can feel more whole, nurtured, cared for, held, supported, loved. And from that place, all of these beautiful nutrients that are coming into our body, mind, heart, and soul allow us to bloom, to be who we've always been, but we kind of forgotten along the way, or we've put on different masks. With all of these expectations that we find in the world around us, in society, and whatever. So this is my mission: to help women nourish all of their roots, their body, mind, heart, and soul, so that it can feel whole, so that it can feel home within themselves, so that it can find peace and freedom with food and their body and their health, so that they can feel home within themselves and can be themselves. And once we are home within ourselves, we will feel that the life around us start becoming a reflection of who we truly are, being a reflection of our heart and soul's true desire. So this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I've done for myself. This is what I've been doing with so many women, and some men also. I wish that we can live in a world where people can just be themselves and know from a very early age how to truly take care of themselves, to nourish their body, mind, heart, and soul. Because when we are nourished at all of these levels, it's so much easier to be a good person, a good human being in the rest of the world, to have those true deep connections that we're all starving for. There's an epidemic of loneliness, and so many of my clients are just feeling so lonely and alone, and like nobody can really understand, see, or hear them. And that hurts so much. But the answer to that is really about reconnecting with yourself. If you're not connecting with yourself, you cannot connect with others, at least not at the level that you're craving. And again, with the word craving, that's where a lot of emotional eating can become, I don't want to say problematic, but can just become a part of our life, because we're craving so much more. We feel like there's something missing, and we're reaching out of food or to dieting or any kind of addictive behavior, whether it's binge watching TV shows or shopping or porn or whatever. No judgment here, but some people will turn towards any kind of addiction to try to fill in that void, because it hurts to feel like there's something missing. But what is missing is you reconnecting with yourself. Maybe it sounds a little bit cheesy or a little bit like crazy even, but I don't care, because I know that it works. It's worked for me. It's worked for so many other women. And it's not a medicine that is easy to swallow. It's just like, oh, just take that pill, or maybe tweak your carb to fat ratio and increase the protein, and and take that green juice or whatever. No, it requires a bit deeper work. So, if the type of women I've worked with are you very smart, educated, they know a lot, they've tried a lot of things, but at some point they feel like nothing's working. They feel like they're stuck, and they feel like they're doing something wrong. But if you feel like you're doing something wrong because you've tried all of these things and none of these things are working, let me tell you, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that the things that you've tried are just not the answer, because the answer is not at this very superficial physical level. It needs to go deeper. It needs to go into your mind and your heart and your soul. So this is what I'm here for. And this is why I created Cata Nutrition. Cata comes from Latin and mean roots, because we need to nourish those roots. We need to be more grounded. We need to be nurtured. We need to, instead of being in that fear place where we're fighting against our body, like, body, why aren't you getting more healthy, or why aren't you that size and shape, and why aren't you obeying my orders. We need to move on from that place, because that doesn't feel nourishing at all. We need to come from a place, to approach this from a place where we want to really care for our body and ourselves at all of these levels: body, mind, heart, and soul. So this is what Cata Nutrition is about. And I've told you my name. My name is Aglaé Jacob, or you can call me AJ. I'm registered dietitian, but I prefer calling myself a non-dietitian, because I'm not falling into the dogma of any type of diet. I know a lot of these different diets and approach, but really what I want to help you is to find the way of eating that works for you. I'm also a heart and soul nutritionist, because I want your heart and soul to feel nourished as well. And I'm also a self-love guide, because I've actually done, I'm still, it's ongoing, but I've been studying with the Path of Self-Love School for over 2 years now, and I'll have a certification hopefully in the next few months. But it has been such important work, not only for myself, but also for all of the women and men I work with. And I'm also the author of the book and cookbook, Digestive Health with Real Food, which you can find on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and Chapters and all of that. But really, why am I here with Cata Nutrition is really to help you reconnect with yourself, nourish your body, mind, heart, and soul. And I've been MIA a little bit in the last few months, a lot of personal transitions happening in my life, moving from the other side of the country, finding a new home where I can grow my roots and feel home, find a physical location that matches me and where I can feel happy and find those connections that matter to me now that I've done the internal work and all of that, and getting ready to really step into this work more fully so that I can help even more women embrace themselves at this whole new level. And help them integrate their body, mind, heart, and soul. So I think I've talked enough. So I'll be here more regularly now that my physical foundation, like I've done that internal work, but now that I'm moved, I now live in the Eastern Townships in Quebec, Canada, and I have this beautiful home. I'm surrounded. It's really close to Vermont here, and so it's kind of those hills and forests and mountains. It's really, really, really beautiful, and I feel really home within myself, feel home with where my home is also. And I want to be doing more regular videos and teachings, and I have so much to say. As you can tell, I cannot stop talking. So I'll be here. I'll be here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can just look for Cata Nutrition, find me on my Facebook page, Instagram account. Cata Nutrition is where you'll find me on all of these different platforms. So I'm really, really looking forward to connecting more with you. If you have any comment, feedback, you can comment below, or you can reach me at aj@radicatanutrition.com. So I'm sending you so much love, many blessings. Take care and have a beautiful rest of your day.